Hi, I'm Jack Durish, and I hate computers. It's true, I really hate them. That must sound really strange for someone who spent almost 30 years of his life working with computers. But it's true, I hate them. Now, it sounded strange also to my students. I used to teach computer skills. In the beginning, I taught basic desktop programs, how to do word processing and spreadsheeting and databasing. And then as I advanced my own skills, I started teaching programming and architecture, many things. And in all that time, I never got over my aversion to computers. And I began every class with the same warning. I hate computers. Actually, I always felt the same way about cameras. I've been handling cameras ever since I was a kid. I got my first camera when I was a Cub Scout, and I got a Cub Scout box camera. And all through high school, I was the photographer for the newspaper. I did some work for the yearbook. And then on into my adult life, I could always be seen with a camera. I worked in the darkroom. I loved the darkroom, but I hated cameras, just like I hate computers. The difference is, and I'm consistent in this, I love pictures, I hate cameras. I hate computers, but I love computing. And I can see a difference, and I bet you can too if you think about it. I remember taking the kids to Disneyland. Always took a camera. And then I had to face the problem, what do you do with the thing? You got to carry it around all day. And oh, this must have been a real chore, because you remember in the early days, or you may not remember, but in the early days with the video cameras, they were monsters. You had to carry it up on your shoulder, and then down on the strap at your side was a 20 or 30 pound battery that lasted maybe 15 minutes, I don't know. And you had to look around at people and wonder, why are you doing this? And then you had the problem. What do you do with the camera when you get on a roller coaster? Do you leave it hanging around your neck so that it swings around and slaps the person next to you in the face? Or do you put it down on the floor between your feet and watch it go flying off the car on, say, a 3G turn? It's a bother. So why do you put up with it? Because in the end, you wanted the pictures. Well, the same is true with the computer. Why do you put up with the computer? Because you want the pictures. Now, you and I, we both know people who love cameras, just like they love computers. I can remember when I was working in the photographic industry, I used to write for Vivitar. And I'd go to the photo shows, and invariably one of the displays would involve a beautiful set of models posing in a booth with all the proper professional lighting set up, so the amateurs walking by could have the experience of working with a real professional model. And invariably I would see some guy standing across the aisle watching the proceedings, and he'd have, say, a Nikon hanging around his neck, flash, gadget bag. All told, he's carrying a couple of $1,000 worth of equipment. He's not taking any pictures. So I'd sidle up next to him. I'd say, hey, how come you're not taking any pictures? And he'd look at me like I had two heads or something. And he'd say, I don't have any film. It's like, well, what do you got all that if you aren't going to have any film in it? Well, he loved the camera that much. Well, the same is true with computers. I've known people who have the latest Ozagadasa computer, you know, huge memory and powerful processing and all the accoutrement to go with it. And they surf the net, or they do their email, or maybe type a letter, or maybe they'll do a spreadsheet. But computer like that, some gamers would be salivating to have, because they need all that power. But not that person. They just love that computer. But I really hate it today, because today it treated me like a monkey. I have been gone for 2 days. I've been here, but I've been gone from the internet. I haven't been doing my video blogging because, well, my computer stopped working normally. Turns out, as I chased it all down, I had like 6,000 instances of malware plugging up the computer. When I got that all cleaned out, my camera wouldn't work, and it's like, oh my God, what now? I tried installing it a dozen times. I finally sat down today and one last attempt before I throw the whole thing out the window. Plug the camera in first. See, you're supposed to download the software and wait for the software to tell you to plug in the camera. But this time I forgot and I plugged in the camera. And guess what happened? The camera installed itself. And as you can see, it's working. And it even had the temerity to tell me to go away, have a cup of coffee or something for 5 or 10 minutes while it finished the job. So the monkey left the room, and he comes back and he finds, well, you're looking at it. It's working. So there you have it. I hate you. Not you. I hate this thing sitting in front of me, this computer. It's finally reduced me to what I am. A user. An ape. It doesn't need me anymore. Well, see you tomorrow.